World Belize, and she even went as far as becoming the top 40 in India. Well, we have her back here with us on set talking about that very same experience. We have here with us Miss World Belize 2023 to 2024, 2022 to 2024, Miss Elise Vernon. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, and good morning everyone at home who's watching. Thank you for tuning in.
Now, I have to start off by saying, Elise, you have quite an interesting story coming here on set this morning. She said that she had to rush to get here because she just came from her farm delivering a calf, a baby cow, guys. She just came from delivering a cow. Elise, you're the only person I would expect saying something like that on the couch.
So this morning I woke up, of course, doing my makeup and trying to get ready to come here. And we hear this cow crying, and when we run out, she was telling on another cow that was having complications during birth. And this is a young cow, it's her first baby, and she needed the help. So wow. Mom and I, makeup half done, like I have translucent powder on my face, and I'm just there. She's pulling out the baby, I'm clearing its nose, and that was quite the drama this morning. Wow. But I'm here, and I'm happy that I came here on time.
For those who don't know you, you live a farm life.
Yes, so of course that is my entire platform. I am a farmer and certified beekeeper by trade. And this is something that I love, and I love to share with other people as well.
Yeah. Wow. I think we have a short image or
a very short clip video of what that looked like just before coming here
at some point in time.
But yeah, you have such an interesting story, and I think that was probably one of the reasons that we also had our eyes on you, of course, here in Belize, and also when you would have graced the stage in India. Let's talk about what that experience was like. You just came back a couple weeks ago, yeah?
Yes. So it was unlike anything I've ever experienced before. I got to meet so many new people, so many new girls. I mean, it was just incredible. And being in India, the culture, the food, it's a lot like Belize in some ways, especially when it comes to the diversity and the friendliness of the people. But it's a lot different and a lot more busy than Belize is. Of course, they have millions of people, and so that was different for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Talk a bit about the experience of the pageant itself.
So it was 3 weeks. So on the contrary to what a lot of people think, that it's just one night.
I thought it's only one night
right.
too.
No, it's 3 weeks of constantly being involved with people in different events. And one of the things that I loved the most was that we went to visit a school. But it wasn't like your typical school. This police constable, he opened this school for the homeless children and the children of the beggars. And he fully financed everything for these kids, from the hair ties in their hair to the books that they read. Wow. And we got to be with those kids. And I mean, it shows you that no matter where in the world you are, there are people going through different struggles, they're experiencing different things, and we have the capability of helping them.
Yeah.
What was the most memorable part of this entire 3 weeks for you?
The most memorable part, beside being with the kids, because that's me in my element, but the most memorable part was standing on the stage hearing Belize for that top 40. Because I mean, for rehearsals, they've called Belize a couple times, right?
Yeah.
But to me, it's just satire, because Belize isn't usually noticed. And yes, I worked hard over the past 3 weeks and 2 years, because I had my crown for quite some time. I worked very hard to get Belize noticed, but I mean, it still shocked me, because Belize, and my friend, Miss Cayman, she was standing beside me, and she's like, Elise, like, and I was like, oh my gosh, they called me, and I started walking.
So that's really what it's like, a shock when you hear your name.
For me, it was.
You're not expecting it, right?
No. Yeah. And the thing is, I got called as judge's choice. So in Miss World, there are fast tracks that when I came here the first time I spoke about. So you have the top model, the talent, and I called my mom, because like crying, because I'm like, we're so close. For everyone, the judges come, you were phenomenal, but I didn't make a placement. And everyone, I was like, we're getting so close and we're not making this placement. And to know that I didn't get it through the fast track, that the judges chose me. The judges saw what Belize had to offer, what I did and what I had to offer, and they chose me.
Let's talk about the interesting aspect of your platform, which is, you know, you're a farmer. You're also a certified beekeeper, as you mentioned. Do you think that that was one of the things that stood out to the judges that made them be interested in Belize in the first place?
I do believe so. A couple of judges did come up to me speaking about my farm life and like the importance that agriculture plays, especially in the world today, and getting healthy food out to people. So I think it played a big part. It set me out and apart from the others.
And you were competing against, I imagine, over 100 women coming from different parts of the world. Let's talk about that sisterhood that you would have created during that 3-week experience.
So there's 112 girls, women, and they are all incredible.
Wow.
Every single one of them, I mean, they all have unique stories. They all stand out. And the best part about it is, you know, you always hear like the cliche, oh, the pageant girls are mean. I didn't encounter that. We were all sisters. I got sick a couple times and we helped each other with medication, with like, I made tea for all the girls. So a lot of them would come to my room and I have my lemongrass tea or my ginger tea from Belize. Yeah. And I'd like make some of that and give the girls, and then mommy had to be like, hey, you're gonna finish your tea. But I'm making tea for all the girls, and we dance, and that was really incredible.
You went on this trip alone?
I did.
Yeah. And was this your first time traveling outside of the country as well?
It was, and I must say it was crazy.
Wow.
But I am so happy that I got to experience it. It added experience in my book, so I love it.
Now that you've had the experience, what are the advice, what advice, let me put it that way, would you give to young women that are interested in filling those shoes or walking in those shoes?
I would say that you first have to have a strong support system. I had an incredibly strong support system. My family, my friends, my village Biscayne, my chairman, like everybody played an important role in getting me to where I was. So I couldn't do it alone. And nobody can do it alone. You need to have someone there to help you when you're down. And it's not only like financially, because you do need financial help. It's not cheap to come down to the gym to make sure that you're toned. It's not, you know, there is a financial aspect to it, but there's also a mental aspect to it. I needed someone to call when I got overwhelmed over there, when I got sick and I thought, this is the end. Like, and even throughout my reign here in Belize, I needed people to tell me, Elise, you're doing this. Remember why you started. Remember why you are doing this. And that is what I would like to give them. You need a strong support system and you need determination, because it's not for the thin skin. I will let you, like, you need to know that you have to put yourself out there. You have to be able to work towards what you want, and remember that, because it does get testing sometimes when your feet are hurting and your hair's in a ponytail and it's pulling your hair, and you just have to remember why you're doing it in the first place.
Yeah, because what I'm hearing you say is that it's not as simple as getting up one day and saying, hey, I want to represent Belize as Miss World. There are also some skills that you have to have as well, or at least develop.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I thought that. Yeah. The way how it came about, people just sent me an off a whim. I said, you know what, it'll be good if I just do this. And I jumped into it not knowing what these girls before me have gone through and the work that you have to put into it. And so for every girl out there who did it before me, I look up to you because now I know it. And for the girls considering to go through it after me, like I said, support system, determination. And for me, I had God on my side. So every time I felt down, I brought God into it, and I must say He gave me the power a lot of the days.
Yeah. What would you say is the reward of this entire experience? From the very first moment, you making that decision, being crowned in 2022, having probably a record reign of over a year, being the first Belizean to place at the Miss World stage, what is the reward?
For me personally, it's seeing that there's still good people in the world, because we watch the news and there's so much negativity. And especially through my platform, the food drives that I had people reaching out, bringing sacks of rice, bringing chicken. And, you know, you tend to think that, oh my gosh, the world is over. But through this, I see that there are young ladies working in their country to do better, that there are people in Belize who want to band together to create a more positive outcome. And for me, that means the world, because now I know that if we really want to make a change, we can. And we did. So many feeding programs got food, kids got food, the homeless got fed, and it still touches me to know that we could do that as a people.
I want to talk a bit about some of the fits that you wore on stage or during the 3 weeks, because they were all over social media, several different designs. I saw several different inspirations. Speak to us about those fits, the decision behind some of them. Did you have any favorites? Who were the designers and the inspiration and stuff like that?
Sure. So, of course, 3 weeks worth of clothes.
Yeah.
So, quite
It's a lot of luggage.
Yeah, and it's not just ball pants and baggy tees, right?
No. So we knew that the competition would obviously be bringing the heat.
Right.
And so we had to bring the Belizean heat as well. And I had so many people, I mean, family, friends, boutiques. So many people reached out, and that is how I got the collection of clothes that I got. And I mean, my aunt sent stuff. The jewelry that I wore, some of them were handmade because the boutiques reached out and gave it to me, or the different people who make jewelry. And I wanted to have as much of a Belizean aspect to it as possible. And so one day I wore a Mayan blouse with a simple black pants, but to show the different Belizean cultures. My cultural costume was a Creole costume. So I tried to have a hint of everything in there. Yeah. Even if it was just one earring or one little headpiece, something, I tried to throw in there so that people can ask questions, because one thing I must say, not only the girls, but the other people in the hotel, they love the diversity in Belize.
Yes.
And when I explain, oh, we have Mennonites, and we have the Mestizos, and we have the Mayans, and we have the Creoles, and when I explain how all those cultures got to Belize, that's the most interesting thing to them. And so to show that through my clothing, that's incredible. I don't know if I have a favorite. I love them all.
Now, I want to touch really quickly, because you mentioned your costume for the cultural aspect. But I believe for Miss World, what's also interesting that there's a talent aspect as well, correct?
Yes.
Let's talk about that and what your contribution was.
So my talent, I had to learn the steel pan.
Oh.
So I will say that I didn't know how to play the steel pan before. Wow. And I took the steel pan all the way to India with me. And I have to say thank you to Giselle and Selma and Mr. Evans. They really had patience with me.
Oh, you had great teachers.
Yeah.
Some of the best.
Why did you decide to choose steel pan though?
I wanted a Caribbean aspect to it, but I did sing a Belizean song.
Okay.
So I wanted to show that, you know, we are diverse, we are inclusive. So the steel pan is, of course, shared by many of the Caribbean islands as well as Belize. I mean, we have Pan Fest and Panyard and all these different things. And so I wanted to bring that in, but I played a Lila Vernon song, Belize by the Sea. Welcome to Belize by the Sea.
Love
and
it.
Everybody loved it. I was a little bit sick when I sang, so I think that is why we didn't place, because I was a little bit hoarse. But everybody came because I was singing, I was playing, I was dancing, I was all over the room with the Brook Dong dancing, and that was something that I loved and everyone in the room loved.
Wow, that's amazing. I have to say kudos to you for challenging yourself and learning an instrument as well. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Well, do you have any persons or businesses that you would like to say thank you to now that you're back and you're winding down from I guess, the adrenaline of the pageant?
Yes. So, of course, my main people by my side, my mom, Gayon Vernon, my aunt, Karen Vernon, as well as everyone else who contributed behind the scenes when it came to like how I speak and all these different things. I mean, I'm a farm girl, so we really had to start from scratch. So all these different people, Body 2000, because they sponsored my entire training, and I had to gain weight because I was underweight. And I know I don't exactly fit the beauty standard of pageantry, but I don't believe there is a beauty standard. And I mean, I placed top 40, so that's proof to that. So thank you to Body 2000 to help me keeping fit. Because if my heart rate wasn't up, I don't think I would have been able to keep up with half the things that we had to do. And rehearsals went like all day. So thank you to them. Oh my goodness, there's so many people. I mean, Abraham, he did my hair a couple times for me, and that is why I have beautiful color. I'm gonna put out a list on Instagram, but everyone who really contributed, and they know who they are because they've been by my side from the very beginning. And so I appreciate you, so thank you so much. And again, without this support system and without all Belizeans, even the people who helped with my food drives, with feeding the feeding programs, with all those people, thank you, because I wouldn't have been there. I repeatedly say that I didn't make Top 40 by myself. We did it as a community. Every single one of us, we band together, and that is how that was possible. And I think it is possible again, and even to reach further. So thank you.
Allow me to ask finally, what's next for you?
So at the moment, I am focusing on my bees because I need to expand and start selling my honey. And I've been neglecting them a little bit, just a little bit. So I will get back to that and focus on catching up on everything that I left behind. And hopefully we'll see what the next year brings.
All right.
Well, we are so proud of you, and I'm sure the entire population of Belize and diaspora even are proud of you. And we all celebrated when we found out that you made Top 40 in this very prestigious pageant. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
to
you.
All right, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we are jumping into our fourth conversation. Still on the topic of Easter, we'll be talking about those Easter wear. Stay with us. We'll be right back.